Well, the stepmother of one of those Florida girls charged with bullying a girl to death. Well, the mother now facing charges of her own. Her name is Vivian Vosberger. She is busted and charged with child abuse after a shocking video was posted on Facebook. Investigators say this shows Vosberg beating children inside her home. The sheriff says the bad behavior is on all sides is a family affair.
Vivian is the same person who told at least 2 different media outlets on national television, my daughter would never bully anybody. She would never do that. And she referred to her as her daughter, but really it's not her daughter. It's a step relationship to the man she lives with, ostensibly her husband. And I can tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I repeated it earlier in the week, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
The police have already arrested these 2 girls, charging them with third-degree aggravated stalking in bullying the girl without mercy until she took her own life. Let's bring in Keisha Hebben and David Schwartz. Both are defense attorneys and former prosecutors. You know, the point the sheriff's trying to make, Keisha, is that generally speaking, and I wonder if this is true in your experience, the kids who are abusive, it's learned behavior. They learned it from their parents.
Absolutely. I do a lot of abuse and neglect cases where parents are charged with that, and 9 times out of 10 those parents were also abused as children, and they just repeat this vicious cycle. And it's unfortunate, but that seems to be the norm in the type of cases that I do handle. You
know, David, obviously the mother will be prosecuted separately, but there is a connection. But for the conduct of her 14-year-old daughter in this stalking to death case, the videotape probably wouldn't have surfaced.
Absolutely not. There's a connection in the court of public opinion, but certainly in the court of law there is no connection.
Right.
So I mean the bottom line is, you know, we have to, as a society, do more for these kids to stop it. It's not just incarceration.
You know, I wonder, Keisha, if the 14-year-old can say to the judge who may determine her fate, well, look, I came from a abusive home. All you have to do is look at this videotape, and the judge, you know, might be lenient on her?
No, the judge won't, and I've seen this happen over and over again with juvenile cases. What'll happen is the judge will say, you know what, you have to pay the consequences for your action, but as in addition to your sentence, you also have to, say, have an individual or group therapy to address those issues so that she doesn't do these things again. So that would, no leniency, but therapy.
You know, the mother in her case of beating up these kids allegedly says, oh, I was just trying to break up a fight. However, in another instance, she said, oh, I was having a bad day. I mean, the video is pretty solid proof.
Well, a video always speaks 1,000 words, but it's all how we interpret a video. And certainly the mom has every right to put in a defense. And her defense is she was trying to break up a fight. You know, it'll be the fact finders to figure out what she was trying to do.
Yeah, I want to go back to the 2 girls who are now charged with essentially stalking. Bullying is a predicate to the stalking charge under Florida law. They're filed, these cases, in juvenile court, but I just looked over Florida law. A couple of things that are important here. First of all, there is no limit to prosecuting a child as an adult in adult court. And second of all, that decision not made by a judge in Florida, but by prosecutors. Given the heinous nature of their alleged acts, which led to the suicide of this poor girl, should they be tried as adults?
I think they should, and the reason being, for society purposes, look at how many cases we're seeing where these teenagers are committing suicide because of cyberbullying. There needs to be some type of more serious consequence so that it stops, because they just figure, okay, like there's that Rutgers case where the kid killed himself.
It was awful.
Yeah, it needs to stop, because I'm outraged by these poor children killing themselves over being bullied.
And they're only 12 and 14 years old, for goodness sakes, David. And one of the messages sent allegedly by one of the girls who's been charged was she told the poor Sedgwick girl, everybody hates you, you're ugly, you should drink bleach and kill yourself. That's just one of the many messages. Yeah. Shouldn't she be tried as an adult?
No, I have a few problems. I have a few problems with that.
Why?
Number one, they are children and they should be tried as children. That's number one.
They're behaving like terrible adults, allegedly.
Where is the school, Greg, in all of this? That's the missing wild card. When is the school going to take ownership of cyberbullying in our society? You've got the school
has no authority to monitor all these things.
When are the parents going to to teach your
These
children
kids,
proper behavior.
These kids are connected because of that school, and the school always has a policy. Oh, if it's not within our four walls of the building, we have no control over it. That is complete rubbish.
I believe it all starts at home. You're a parent. You're responsible for teaching your child the right thing to do. The schools only have those children for 8 hours a day. They're there to teach them, but this started in the home, I believe.
But the home is broken. So now what are we going to do? So now we have a broken home.
So it's the job of teachers to be parents now.
It's the job of the school to not allow these kids to engage in cyberbullying. What happens over and over again, Greg,
you'd have to hire 1,000 teachers in addition to the existing staff to monitor what's going on in the
Everybody knows about the cyberbullying.
I think the parents need to be charged because obviously the victim's parents said something about it. She had to take her daughter out of school and homeschool her.
So what do you charge the parents with in the bullying?
I would say that they aided and abetted it. Exactly, because they allowed their child to keep doing this.
Not a bad theory.
It's too disconnected, and there's even a disconnection between the bullying and the suicide. I hate to say it, it's such a tragic situation.
How can
That's
you say
why
that?
it takes a village. It takes a village to stop. No, I'm not kidding.
Are you suggesting for one moment that the bullying didn't lead to the suicide?
This is an endless cycle, and until the school districts take ownership of this problem, it's going to continue to happen no matter how long you put them in jail for.
It's not just the school, it's the judicial system. They need to be harsher with penalizing people who commit cyberbullying.
I have another question here related to this. Last Saturday night, apparently, according to the sheriff, one of the girls, I believe it was the 14-year-old, sent yet another message, posting this message online that said, yes, I bullied Deborah Cedric. Yes, she killed herself, and I don't give a blank about it. Now, the sheriff said that one message was enough to get him to arrest them. On that basis, shouldn't she be tried as an adult?
Yes, it shows how heinous and the mindset that she has to even have no remorse and no care that this girl killed herself, and to use that kind of language. She has an outrageous
And David, that girl now, when confronted with that message, told the sheriff's department, oh, I didn't write that. Somebody must have hacked my account and written it. And the father is backing her up, saying she has an alibi, that he had her computer at the time. If they're lying to police, and that could be provable with an IT expert, couldn't they be charged with obstruction?
Absolutely. They could be charged with anything you want to charge them with. But these are disturbed human beings. We know that. They're disturbed people. What are we going to do as a society? We're concentrating on the one case where there was a suicide. How about the thousands and millions of other cases going on right this second as we speak of cyberbullying that no one is doing anything about? So we wait for the one suicide in order for us to discuss it.
But this case could set precedent so that this doesn't keep happening. We can't take back the past, but we can help put it into this.
And that's why we need to get on the school
doing this story, and we've been doing this all week, second time I've done this week, we are at least getting the word out that we can't stand for this anymore, that something has to be done. And if you do this, you will be prosecuted to the letter of the law. Right?
Absolutely.
That's right.
Okay. Keisha Hebben, David Schwartz, good to see you both. Thank you.
Good to see you too.
Very, 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 very interesting. Thanks.